The Fighter's Corner. What's up, YouTube, my social media family out there? How you guys doing? Hey, this is your host, Taz B, here with The Fighter's Corner, where all fighters have a voice. So yeah, chat, man, I haven't done the Risingstar in a while. So I'm gonna get back on it, man, since we're having some good fighters. He's making his way up. He's moving his way up in the boxing world. You know, this young man is, he 8 fights. All 8 fights by KO. All 8 fights by KO. He has 1 non-contested, and he's a pretty tall boxer. I mean, he's 5'10", reaches 6'7" and a half. So the man got some reach, and man, he's an orthodox stance fighter. So we're gonna take a look other than Kane Griffiths. Kane Griffiths. So we're gonna take a look at a lot of his highlights and see what my man's bringing to the table. And I hope you guys like it, man. So hopefully we'll get you guys back excited about combat sports. You know, we're making our way back and trying to get people to, like, you know, really support the combat sports. So let's take a look at Kane Griffiths and see what you guys think. Let's analyze his technique, chat. All right, here we go.
The first time I made a kid cry, it was like when a shark smells blood. Yeah, it was honestly kind of addicting, as horrible as that sounds.
This super kid is starting to shake up the boxing world. With his killer precision and brutal knockouts.
Came down
At just 19 years old, Kane Griffiths is already mixing in elite circles, sharing rounds with world champions. That's exactly why his jump to pro competition has looked so natural for him. At this point, it doesn't even feel like a question of whether he wins. It's about how long his opponent can actually hold on. But is this young phenom truly built to reach the very top and become one of the defining names of his era? Kane Griffiths was born on May 22, 2006 in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and raised in Lake Havasu, Arizona. Before boxing ever became part of his life, Caden was actually doing Taekwondo for self-defense.
It started out, my mom wanted me to learn self-defense, and then, you know, my dad started teaching me like a basic 1-2 and stuff like that.
But after moving to California, he found boxing, and that decision completely changed the direction of his life.
I started boxing at the community center, and then I just fell in love with it. I just started boxing every day. I was like, Dad, can we go to the gym? Can we go to the gym? He's like, you really want to go? I was like, yeah. So I've been going every day since for almost 5 years now.
You know, Chad, remind me of me training my son. You know, I didn't want to push him on the combat sport and me doing it. So I wanted him to have his own shoes, and it's like that old Japanese way. You choose the ball, you choose the sword. And this young man definitely chose the sword for combat. And man, it's nice to see them start, because we're waiting to see that next crop that's gonna take over. It's gonna be the next group coming up in the boxing world. I mean, we need some more fighters, Chad. What do you guys think?
At only 9 years old, Caden walked into Joel and Antonio Diaz's gym in Coachella. This was not some casual neighborhood gym where kids just hit pads after school. The Diaz brothers' gym in Coachella is a renowned proving ground.
We're signing up for soccer, saw a boxing gym. My mom's like, yeah, you're going. And then I sparred on the first day, and I was like, well, this is actually kind of fun. And then ever since that, I stuck with it.
Joel and Antonio Diaz have a certified championship pedigree, having guided boxing royalty like Timothy Bradley, Dmitry Bivol, Ruslan Provodnikov, Abner Mares, and their own brother, 2-time world champion Julio Diaz. By stepping through those doors, Caden wasn't just learning the basics, he was receiving an elite, world-class combat education. He was sharing the floor and the ring with top-tier fighters, soaking up a level of experience most kids his age couldn't even fathom. The Diaz brothers had spent years working with the best in the sport, so they knew exactly what real talent looked like. The moment they saw Caden throw hands, they recognized they had a future champion in the ranks. He was serious, willing to learn, and constantly surrounded by greatness, which laid the undeniable foundation for his highly successful amateur career.
And I would say, chat, just to add to that, so when coaches get these, we call them gems, these diamonds, you have to feed them. You got to make sure you are structuring their talent so that they can be the best fighter they can be. That might be checking out other gyms. That might be bringing another technician to help him grow, you know, on skill sets that you're not able to give them. So the fact that when you find one of these type of gems or these diamonds, you have to feed them. You got to push them. You got to give them the right technique to be successful. All right, chat, just want to put my word as a coach in there.
Griffith's pressure and technical mastery of the sweet science was a nightmare to deal with kids who hadn't seen that level before. Caden was definitely ahead of the curve from the beginning of his amateur career, but one guy still had the better of him. It was Floyd Mayweather's protege, Kermel Moton. Like Griffiths, Kermel Moton is also rocking their early professional stages with brutal knockouts.
Overwhelming offense, Harvey Dock intervenes, Kermel Moton.
Some even go as far as calling him a combination of Floyd Mayweather's skill with Gervonta's power. But even when they fought in the amateur circuit, especially against Caden Griffiths, it was clear that both were destined to achieve big things and potentially meet again in the professional circuit. The first time they fought in the amateurs was when both were around 8 to 9 years old, yet they delivered an instant banger. This wasn't a typical amateur fight where two kids came in swinging under pressure. These two were moving and picking their shots like grown men. Though Caden was going blow for blow, Moton was landing more.
Pretty tight.
And in the end, he won by a comfortable decision.
Junior Gold Glove champion, out of the red corner, Kermel Moton, Nevada.
I don't know, Chad. That was a tough fight. That was a tough fight. You can tell, Ryan, they was both holding their ground, you know, coming up with the combinations, going back and forth. I hated to be the judge in that fight. Man.
6 years later, in 2021, the two battled again in an under-15 championship showdown. And from the opening exchanges, it was clear this wasn't going to be a normal amateur bout either. Both kids fought like champions.
Good work.
Every time one fighter tried to take control, the other fired right back with even more intensity, refusing to give an inch. There was no space and moment of comfort for either fighter as they collided in pure chaos. Unfortunately, Griffiths came up short that night. Despite the few losses he bagged in his amateur career, Caden Griffiths had a highly decorated list of accolades, highlighted by a gold medal at the Junior Olympics National Championship, 5 California state titles, and multiple national accolades. He also went on to become a national PAL champion, a national Silver Gloves champion, a Junior Golden Gloves champion, and a 2-time Junior Olympic silver medalist. As he got older, Caden started training around elite names, Israel Madrimov and Morajan Akhmadaliev. These were world-class fighters competing at the highest level of the sport, and being around athletes like that forced Caden to mature quickly as a boxer.
I've just kind of felt like the evolution of our team has gotten so much better, especially with, amazing talents like Israel Madrimov, Morajan Akhmadaliev, and all these guys from Russia and Uzbekistan. It's been a great honor for me to train alongside them, world talent. So taking that with me to the podiums, I feel like I have like an extra edge on people.
That extra edge is what helped Caden make a blistering start to his professional career. Caden Griffiths made his professional debut in 2024, stepping into a 4-round super lightweight bout against Juan Romero, with plenty of attention already surrounding his name. And from the opening bell, it was obvious he was trying to send a message.
In the corner. A little bit that I see, man. I just like his jab, that strong hook right there. That hook to the body? Yeah. I mean, that catch counter like body work.
Griffiths immediately took control of the fight, and within seconds, dug a brutal shot to the body.
I'm not gonna lie, that was great. That's all those body shots. Always, man, in his balance. He's not falling, and that's what
Romero survived, but round 2 was just as bad, if not more.
And big right hand. Did not like the way the selection was going.
Just seconds into the round, another devastating body shot folded Romero up once again. This time, Romero couldn't beat the count, and the referee jumped in to save him from a massacre. Coming off an explosive debut.
That was funny, Chad. Whenever anyone gets hit or they go down, they put their head up and they start smiling. They go. I don't know why they do that. It's like, yeah, I got, but probably in his mind he's saying, yeah, he got me. He got me.
Griffiths entered his second professional fight against Marcus Bose, determined to prove the first performance was no fluke. From the opening moments, Griffiths began breaking Bose down with heavy combinations, mixing hard shots to the head, that steadily overwhelmed his opponent. Late in the second, Griffiths landed a crushing right hand that visibly stunned Bose and changed the entire tone of the fight. Bose managed to remain standing, but he looked badly hurt and unable to properly respond as Griffiths continued pressing forward.
Hands up, bro.
Recognizing that Bose was no longer defending himself effectively, the referee stepped in and stopped the contest 52 seconds into round 2. Caden Griffiths was now 2-0 as a professional, but major names in boxing had already been paying attention to him long before his pro debut. During his amateur years, Oscar De La Hoya reportedly reached out to Griffiths directly through Instagram in 2023, asking whether the young prospect had signed with anyone yet. At the time, Griffiths was still unsigned. As his performances continued gaining attention and his professional record climbed to 3-0, Golden Boy Promotions eventually brought him in officially, with De La Hoya clearly seeing huge long-term potential in the young fighter.
What were the main reasons why you wanted to sign with them?
I feel like they took a lot of interest in me. We had some other companies reach out as well, but with Golden Boy having kind of a foot in here at the Valley, and they have some of my teammates already signed and stuff like that, so I know that they take care of their fighters. And since I've been signed, even since before I've been signed, like back when I made my debut, everybody was really warm and welcoming and treated me as one of their own.
Once you sign with a powerhouse like Golden Boy Promotions, the spotlight gets brighter, and every performance starts getting analyzed like the future of the division depends on it. For a young fighter like Griffiths, the real pressure was only beginning. In his debut under Golden Boy Promotions, Caden Griffiths came in determined to show exactly why the promotion invested in him as he took on Fernando Ruiz. From the start, he hammered Ruiz with heavy shots to the body and head, repeatedly breaking him down with violent combinations until the fight finally ended with a brutal finish.
Now, chat, I would say his style, you know, you can definitely tell he was trained to follow through with the punch, which adds a few more inches to the punch and a lot more body weight compressed to the punch. So you can see the way he turns, he'll lean all the way into the punch. He can lean all the way into the punch. He how it go. And that's probably why he got 8-0 knockouts, right? That's why he got 8-0. Let's go.
Come on, right to body. Right up. There you go.
Woo.
Caden Griffiths returned to action in 2025 against Edgar Gutierrez, and from the very beginning, he looked determined to impose himself immediately. Right out of the gate, Griffiths marched forward behind constant pressure, backing Gutierrez up and taking away his room to operate almost instantly.
Sergio is like going 1,000 miles an hour. He's very calm here.
There you go.
There's that Going to the body, Griffiths.
Look at those shots. Hands up, but it's the technique. If you're letting go the left hand.
Every moment inside the ring started to feel tense for Gutierrez as Griffiths continued controlling the exchanges.
Body work. Caden just turned.
Griffiths kept blending clean punches upstairs with punishing body attacks that gradually drained his opponent round by round.
And has been posting about him and said this is the reason we do these Golden Boy fight nights, to give these young fighters exposure.
Get the experience in. And that's what it is. But he's doing it responsibly.
Those body shots are vicious here ringside.
Gutierrez attempted to answer back and reset the distance, but Griffiths stayed glued to him and never allowed him to settle.
Semi-bad day at the office.
The pressure only intensified as the fight continued.
Try to figure out everything.
And with every exchange, the punishment continued adding up.
That's really tough and only been stopped once. Look at that shot right there, man.
Those body shots are...
After absorbing sustained attacks and non-stop aggression from Griffiths, Gutierrez was finally overwhelmed, forcing the referee to step in and stop the fight. It was another emphatic finish for Griffiths, and it further cemented the idea that one of boxing's rising young prospects was only getting started.
You know what, chat? His style reminds me, oh man. So the way he throws that left hand, and him not being southpaw, it's almost like his left hand is the power hand, but he puts it in the front. Because he fights orthodox stance, right? So his right hand's in the back, left hand's in the front. He does that gazelle hook and be clean mopping him up. And it reminds me of Roy Jones, his style of him doing that, but he got a nice style.
Showing no interest in slowing his momentum, Caden Griffiths returned with another violent performance against the experienced David Lobo Ramirez. Despite Ramirez and experience under his belt, it was Griffiths who looked like the seasoned veteran, battering him with clean shots to the head and vicious work to the body throughout the fight. For 4 rounds, Griffiths controlled the action, steadily breaking Ramirez down before finally ending things with a crushing liver shot that shut the show down in brutal fashion. After 7 straight victories that often looked far too easy for him, it became clear Griffiths needed a real test. And when that tougher challenge finally arrived, the young prospect didn't fold under the pressure. Instead, he elevated his game completely and showed why so many people inside boxing believed he could be a future star. In March 2026, Caden Griffiths faced one of the more credible opponents of his young career in Omar Munguia, an 8-2 prospect who came in with enough experience and ability to potentially push Griffiths into deeper waters. But once the fight started, there was no patience or slow buildup whatsoever. Right from the opening bell, Griffiths exploded into action,
just need everything that people do.
He immediately stepped forward, cut off the space, and forced Munguia onto the defensive almost instantly.
You know you're something. And go to the body right away. Oh,
So you hear that, chat? When he said he forced him on the offensive, that's because he took charge of the ring and the floor space. Once you take charge of that floor space and that ring, you're gonna force that fighter to be more, you know, more defensive fighter now. He's gonna be a defensive fighter. He's not really attacking because you're bringing too much pressure.
there's and dropped them early on.
Every punch Griffiths threw looked sharp, aggressive, and loaded with power.
Oh, big right hand from Caden.
He does got a big right hand too.
And Munguia wore that. And the corner from Munguia telling you, put your hands up. He's not listening because that hook and a right.
Before Munguia could properly settle into the fight, Griffiths had already started breaking him down with non-stop pressure and clean combinations.
Bars, chakram jias of everybody, and he learns a lot and he brings it to the ring. Moving at the waist, the 19-year-old.
Griffiths overwhelmed Munguia and closed the show in the very first round, adding yet another explosive stoppage to his growing highlight reel. Forged in elite gyms, Caden Griffiths has evolved into one of boxing's most formidable young prospects. That demanding foundation has carried straight into the professional ranks under Golden Boy Promotions, where he is systematically breaking down opponents in violent, statement-making fashion. If there is a prospect out there to keep an eye on, Caden Griffiths is definitely one of them, because if he continues doing what he's doing, he will without a doubt be a future problem for the entire division. Caden Griffiths is a future problem, but he isn't the only monster making his way through the ranks in boxing. To see the explosive rise of his ultimate arch rival, Kermel Moten, tap the video on your screen right now.
Yeah, chat. I mean, he's a great prospect. Great rising star to the Rising Star series. I did do Kermel Moten, so please check him out in the playlist for the Fighters Corner, where all fighters have a voice. Check that out. I got a lot of other great rising stars in that series. Some you may heard of, some you may not. That's why you got to check it out, right, chat? So yeah, thank you for joining me today of looking at young Caden Griffiths, you know, young stallion, hungry, you know, humble. So yeah, I love fighters like that. The fighters that like to pop at the chop. I mean, they can have skills, but the popping up the chop, I don't really want to hear all that. I just want to see some skills and some great matches, right, chat? All right, so if you like the Rising Star series, please like, share, subscribe down below. Have this conversation. What do you think about this prospect? And look at the other videos. What do you think about them? You know, you like their skill set? You think they're going to carry boxing to this next evolution? I think so. Until then, we see you soon here at the Fighters Corner.